up, I had a pretty typical childhood. I was always outside doing anything active a kid could think of. Never really got into video games or TV. We actually have a cabin up in Montana, and that's always been my favorite place to be. When I was 6, my cousin Brian taught me how to ride a dirt bike up there when my family was away, or how to crash anyways. That was really just the start though. From there I got into snowboarding, BMX, karate, football, basketball, baseball. There really wasn't anything I didn't do.
Everything in this life is an opportunity. He hits the gym. He's quiet, reserved, but everyone knows who he is. He's there every morning like clockwork. They watch him lift, they watch him sprint, but he isn't there to show off. He's there for all of the people who depend on him, day in and day out. He never takes a day off, never finishes early.
In the classroom I was always motivated as well. My sophomore year though, everything was kind of put on pause when I had a seizure in class. They took MRIs and CAT scans of my brain and found I have an arachnoid cyst. And basically what that is just a big gap, just a void space where I'm missing about a quarter of my brain. Nothing really changed after that. I went and saw a lot of specialists over the next few years. But beyond that, I wear a helmet when I snowboard. I don't do any flips anymore. But beyond that, nothing's really changed. After high school, I went to Eastern Washington University where they had a joint program with Washington State to get a degree in civil engineering and physics. When I got there, I met up with some guys who were starting an ultimate frisbee team. By my second year, I was captain of the team, and we had started to become a legitimate competitor at some of these tournaments, and that was really exciting to see. When I transferred to WSU as part of my program, I immediately joined their ultimate frisbee team, but at that point, I was starting to really miss football, and so I decided I didn't want to let a physical anomaly dictate my life. So then I started training to walk onto the football team, and when I got up here, I went in and talked to the coaches, and they were really excited to see what I could do at 6'4", 200 pounds. At that time, I was benching 315, squatting 500, and so they ran me through a bunch of agility and sprint workouts, and I actually ended up holding some of the better times. My doctor actually failed to sign off on my head condition though, and so they decided they didn't want to take a chance on me at the time. After that, I focused my attention back to ultimate frisbee.
He's always watching, just waiting. Soon enough, their best player will reveal himself. He keys to their tendencies. Now he's ready. He always takes the toughest assignments, and he's constantly testing. Disrupting their rhythm is his specialty.
So our team is pretty much comprised of freshmen and first-year players. Our coach realized it was going to be a tough road for us. He had me bring a lot of my workouts into the practices. I ran our team into the ground, but everyone realized its value, and we took third in conference championships, receiving the first bid at regionals in WSU's history.
WSU has never been a top team. They don't get the big-time players. They don't have that luxury. The team is reliant upon rebuilding, and so he pushes everyone, not just those who can help him. One of his favorite quotes is, "The best good you can do a man is not just share your riches, but reveal to him his own." And so he does. He's always setting the pace, always pressing for their best. His teammates look up to him. They trust his judgment. Why not? There isn't a better example of reliability. They feed off of his intensity. It never falters, never fades. All he ever does is give 100%. There's never anything left.
He brings another level to the competition. He's very high intensity. He brings other people to perform at their best because he's so intense. On the sidelines, on the field, he gets people pumped up before every pull. When he's on the sidelines, he makes sure everyone's talking, communicating, so that everyone, involved. So he makes a lot of people get involved. He takes a lot of leadership roles, which helps because then we can look up to him as a leader and someone to follow.
Sectionals at Boise, it was pretty neat. He made a spectacular defensive play and D'd the disc out of the guy's hands in the end zone. But in the process, the kid kicked his face with his shin and broke his nose, and in the process tore his rotator cuff and almost broke his fingers. And It took him a while to get up, but I'm pretty sure he was playing 2 points after that. And I mean, he had blood all over his hands, blood all over his face. He was super, super intimidating. His nose was the size of an orange, but I mean, he was still passionate about the sport he loves and still really wanted to contribute to the team.
He hasn't let an injury or anything else stop him before, and he isn't going to now. He's back in the gym Monday morning.
I've gone up against dozens of Callahan runners, and a couple have actually gone to Worlds, and I've never backed down. I work as hard as I can, as long as I can, and I've never given anything less than my best. I realize it's a really prestigious classification of player, which is not something I take lightly, and that's why I've worked so hard in my career to get to this point. I know I'm on their level.
And spends most of his days on campus. He's always put school first, and he attacks each goal with the same enthusiasm, taking the SATs in the 7th grade, going to high school in the 8th, and college in the 11th. He's studying civil engineering and structures, and he's never wavered in his pursuit. He wouldn't dream of